Hey guys, it's KJ, KJ Draws, and yeah, I am making another video because I thought I would, and I would normally, I have some cool ideas that I'm going to share with you, and I would ask you to comment your ideas, but YouTube won't let me have comments on my videos anymore. And maybe just for now. I'm not sure how long or if I'll ever have comments on my video again. But yeah. I have some ideas for a game that has been out recently and everyone's been talking about it. It's Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing New Horizons, there's always a very long time period before another Animal Crossing game comes out. And sure, they do have spin-off games, but everyone's really excited for Animal Crossing. Especially because, there was an update for Animal Crossing, like Nature Day and Leaf, and they had an update for Super Mario Maker 2 as well. And I've been playing a lot of that. But I'm here to talk about some ideas for a custom Animal Crossing game. And I've been working on this one for quite a while, but recently I've also had an idea for another Animal Crossing game. And I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but the acronym for it is A.C.E. And maybe I'll make a video about that soon once I start working on it. But for now, I want to make some videos about my ideas for my custom Animal Crossing game. So I'm going to take you to that page right now. It's going to be one page each video. But this one's going to be a bit longer because, this is my introduction video. So let me just flip to the page right here. And we will get going. All right, here it is. It's called Animal Crossing Expeditions. And so, yeah, the acronym is ACE. But what it's about is, do you know that game Pocket Camp? It came out for the for mobile devices, and it was a little camp that you could have on your and your little campsite, and you can invite villagers and stuff. Well, that wasn't really that much. That wasn't that good of a game. I played it for a long time, and that's where I met one of my favorite villagers that I still love to this day. But it was more of just a distraction. The concept was very simple, and there wasn't much stuff you could do. So even though it was supposed to be an Animal Crossing game on your phone, it wasn't as good as Mario Kart Tour, which came out after that. But yeah, I like the idea of sort of camping, and I want to mix that idea into Animal Crossing Expeditions. So I like the idea of going on the Mystery Island tours in New Horizons. And I like the camping thing. So I'm sort of combining that into sort of you're exploring, and you just you start off an exploration team, and you could choose out of 5 villagers, you could choose 4, and you can go explore and actually find a really big island that has some smaller islands around it. And let's just get into the details of that. All right. So Isabel and Digby are adventure captains, along with you as well. And, you're going to lead the expeditions. And Isabel sort of, handles stuff like enrollment. So, just getting all of your information cleared out, and like your name, what you look like. You make what you look like when you start off the game, like right off the bat, but she'll like handle like your birthday and stuff like that, so that will actually be used once you have a town. And Digby sort of really leads the expedition. He's more of like the leader in this case. And that's because, okay, Tom Nook does make an appearance in this game, but I wanted it to be like with the Nook Inc. stuff. He's sort of full-time on handling everyone's, stuff, that since he's sort of like the leader of Nook Inc., I guess, will he really have time to be on like just your island? So you can like sometimes go and talk to him, but it's only like 2 times. But yeah, I really wanted Digby to have a better role, and I still really love Tom Nook, but it's sort of Isabelle and Digby sort of taking over for him while he runs Nook Inc. So you're vice captain, and you have to confirm your name with Timmy and Tommy, and then you go to Isabelle, and she confirms your identification. And then there are 5 villagers that are in your current town. So yes, you actually start off in a small town, and you can only take 4 of them. So with this, you actually get a choice of who you want to bring with you. So sometimes you could be faced with the hard choices if you have like some good villagers that you actually get, but they could still actually visit. So you still have a chance of getting them. Then you go on an expedition with you, obviously, you're there, Isabelle and Digby, and your 4 villagers. So you start off with 4 villagers. Timmy and Tommy come with you, and Rover is returning as the sort of driver of the van, I guess, that bus, whatever it is, giant camper that you're going there in with all your supplies and everything. And I'm bringing back the idea of friendship. So it was really cool actually to have the aspect of building up friendships, but they didn't really have a use. Like, there wasn't much in it for you because this game wasn't really like, didn't make you feel, Pocket Camp didn't really make you feel like you were doing anything. Like, you could do fetch quests for villagers, and you could just get villagers to come hang out at your campsite, but that was about it. And you could only get resources to build furniture, but I still don't feel like there's much else going on. So friendships now have an actual use. And you don't exactly need to have friendships, but it's good to do a lot of stuff. And this will help you determine what villagers you actually like see the most and what villagers you can like hang out with on the island. Because in New Horizons, they sort of secretly have friendships, but I want this to actually be like a sort of thing you can visually see with like a bar and everything, just like in Pocket Camp. And they may determine how you get new villagers. That means that sometimes with an app that I'll talk about in a later video, villagers sometimes have contact with another villager. And that may also cause the villager that they talk with to come visit your island, depending on what good friendship you have with certain villagers. Okay, it's very confusing, but just, yeah. You could choose from 3 islands, and the themes of islands. So yes, normally in a game, the top level is like pine trees, and then you have hardwood trees like everywhere, and then you can sometimes have or get palm trees on your beach. Well, in this game, these are actually themes for your island. So, depending on what island you get, that island will be covered in these trees. So first, is the forest. So this is where you get all like the normal basic trees, hardwood trees that have like apples and lemons. So you'd get lemons. You can get lemons. Those are sort of the theme of your island. You just have like forest trees everywhere. Then there's tropical. And tropical is where there's just palm trees everywhere, and they're on the beach, and they're also just all over the island. And then there is boreal, and boreal is with all the pine trees. So there's lots of pine trees everywhere, and if you're wondering how you can get sort of food, I guess, they have nuts on the trees, so like acorns, and you can eat them. But that's not the only source of food there are on the island. If you have a boreal tree, then you can actually have berry bushes so that you'll actually be able to get some fruit just from bushes on your island. And you won't have to rely on just the trees. And I want this game to be very scenic. So there's definitely lots of cliffs in certain places. There are some big fields, I guess. I just want it to feel very natural and have some flowers like in different patches. It's a very scenic and it's a big island. So, home upgrade. So, you start as like a tent, like in New Horizons, but if you want, you can start off sort of living with a villager in your tent. So you get a big tent that you live with that villager in. And depending on whether it's just your own house or you have a house with another villager, you upgrade that tent to a house. And eventually, depending on just the villager, they might end up leaving, but they need to have their own house built first. And here's the thing. In order to upgrade stuff, you do not need as much bells as you did in other games, and it requires more materials and resources. So yes, I did like the idea of crafting, and I really think that should be a thing that returns. And normally, you just sort of have to pay for like most stuff. And obviously bells is such a big part of the game, so they're going to stay in, but resources still feels like a big part of the game. They've added it and you have to make stuff with them, but I feel like it should have a bigger role. So the bigger role it has is that you actually have to get some resources, like a lot more, to actually construct or get homes constructed. So you need all the materials and then you need the bells to start the construction. The town hall is sort of a larger tent than it was in New Horizons when you start out, and it'll upgrade by itself. And Nook's Cranny, it will start out as a stand. So sort of, how there are like fruit stands and stuff, and in New Horizons you can actually buy a stand. Well, how a lot of buying stuff will work is that people will set up stands. And when you start out with Nook's Cranny, it's also a stand, but with the same stuff like less bells and more materials. But in this case, you will need more bells because it's such an important part of the island. You can upgrade it to Nook's Cranny and then just, upgrade it some more. And that is the first page of Animal Crossing Expeditions. This was a very long video for me because this video has to just get out of the way a lot of the major stuff that's in this game. And we haven't even touched on all of the big aspects of this game yet. I don't really like making videos that are that long, but this was sort of necessary to get out of the way so that the next videos I do on this will be shorter. And don't worry about these videos taking really long to come out, because I've already got a lot done. I've already got quite a lot done on this game. So if you want to see more, just, like the video and subscribe, and hopefully I'll make another video on this.